During the IACH meeting, I was asked to review recent results of CAR T-cell therapy in adult patients with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. So first of all, this is a relatively rare disease, and there are two peaks in this hematological malignancy. One in children and young adults, and another one in older people. And the second very important point is the fact that actually there is only one CAR T cell that is approved for the treatment of patients with ALL, and that's Tisagen-like-le-cell. But it's approved only for patients with ALL who are children or young adults under the age of 25. So that means for our US and European colleagues that actually they cannot treat patients who are 26 years or older unless they enroll patients in clinical trials. They cannot have access to commercial products and get reimbursed for this treatment. So the combination of these two aspects, one ALL being a relatively rare disease, two not having access to commercial products and reimbursed products for elderly people, means that we actually have relatively few data in this field. Still, there has been data available for young adults that do qualify as adults, although they are 25 years or younger. And there are some data that have been published from ongoing or completed clinical trials. And ALL is the B-cell malignancy in which by far the overall response rate is higher. It is significantly higher than it is in non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, with overall response rate ranging from 85% to 95%. Doesn't mean that all of those patients are cured, and actually a significant fraction of those patients will actually relapse in the months following treatment. And so there are two avenues that deserve further exploration. One is a full understanding of the mechanisms underlying relapse after treatment with autologous CAR T cells that target CD19, so a single tumor antigen. And the second avenue is designing post-CAR T-cell therapies to consolidate results and deciding on which patients who enter remission after CAR T-cell need further consolidation. And this is one of the highly debated topics in relation to CAR T-cell treatment for acute lymphoblastic leukemia. So regarding the first aspect, fully understanding the reasons why patients relapse, again, a lot of information comes rather from pediatric ALL or young adults ALL, but the loss of CD19 expression through various mechanisms has been proposed and demonstrated as the main mechanisms driving relapse and treatment escape after CAR T-cell therapies, and this explains why projects such as having B-specific CAR T cells or the combination, sequential combination of CAR T cells that target different B-cell antigens could be potential solutions to this issue of relapse. Regarding the clinical strategies to consolidate post-CAR T-cell remission, the debate is around whether or not those patients should undergo allogeneic stem cell transplantation, actually, pending that a donor can be identified. And certainly, monitoring minimal residual disease following CAR T-cell therapy can be an important information to support the decision to consolidate or not. Actually, of course, for patients who have positive minimal residual disease, they need to receive further treatment. And the question remains for those patients who are MRD negative, whether or not they still need consolidation treatments. A lot of aspects in these decisions actually rely at the moment on local policies, and there will be in the future, hopefully, clinical trials to answer this question. Finally, one aspect is whether or not these treatments can be cost efficient. Again, there is no answer or little answer to this question for elderly people, since there is no approved product. There has been some publications looking at the cost efficiency of tisagenlecleucel in the approved indications, meaning pediatrics and young adults, showing that this is potentially cost effective. But most of these studies were actually conducted in the USA. We need more data in Europe, where the healthcare system is organized very differently from what it is organized in the USA. And many of these studies, we have to take into account that they will compare with existing therapeutic tools. And if these therapeutic tools are already quite expensive, that may affect the conclusion whether or not a new treatment such as CAR T cells can be cost efficient. So in conclusion, the knowledge of CAR T-cell therapy in elderly people is still quite limited, could potentially cover an unmet need for patients who are 26 years or older and affected by relapsed and refractory ALL. The available results from clinical trials suggest that the rate of response in those adults is quite similar to the rate of response in children and young adults. And the question will need to be answered whether or not further consolidation following CAR T-cell treatment is needed in this relatively small population.